Remote learning was definitely something new for all of us. Coming up, we'll be discussing online learning and how it has affected not only students, but tutors and teachers.
From the BMC studio at Onondaga Community College, this is ONTV Update.
Hello and welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Barbara Duracha. COVID has affected everyone and changed a lot of things, such as schools changing to online. This affects the students that don't take online classes. Public places such as stores are also being affected because they have to close up earlier than usual. The Onondaga County officials are giving people free COVID testing through setting up appointments. Based on the result, as of March 4, 2021, 28% of adults have taken the COVID vaccine shot. There are 51 COVID-19 patients in the local hospital now. Richard Blankenship is an English professor here at OCC, and COVID has made it hard for him and for his class to do group project because everyone is sitting 6 feet apart.
I set up groups online for students to work in, but it's still not the same as in person.
Blankenship says not every student likes doing their classes online. Some prefer to do it in person.
With COVID, we started real-time remote, where it's video synchronous instruction. And actually the students like that less. I think most of the ones that were required to do that preferred the real face-to-face.
Carles Ortiz Camacho is a Spanish tutor here at OCC, and the pandemic has affected her tutoring sessions a lot.
COVID has challenged me to tutor because I never did it online. So it's been a new thing for me, at least.
Not only has COVID affected the teachers, but also the tutors at the Learning Center, because it's really stressful to tutor students online.
I was supposed to do it all in person because of COVID. Now we changed it online and in person.
Due to the pandemic, it has made everyone find new ways to do things such as online learning, teaching, and communicating. From the Student Gordon Center, Barbara Duracha, ONTV Update. When you set up tutoring appointments, you can either get tutored in person or through Teams. Find out when the Learning Center will be open. Go to sunyocc.edu/learning center/make an appointment or call them at 315-498-2103. Here at OCC, it's important that students feel safe and happy. However, COVID-19, along with seasonal depression, has made that quite difficult. It's clear that COVID-19 has made a lot of people antisocial, but it's important for us to stay together during this time. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, 4 in 10 adults in the U.S. have reported symptoms of anxiety since COVID-19 started. Here on campus, there are posters that guide students to the counseling center, located in the Student Center. Students can come and talk to someone that can help with any worries or stress they may have during this time. On-campus living for students has changed drastically. According to the OCC website, all students are limited to their individual halls, and meals are delivered to the quad for pickup. There is a limit of 2 students per dorm, and if students test positive to COVID-19, they are to be quarantined alone on different floors, away from other students. You can find more of these regulations and rules for on-campus living by visiting the OCC website. Due to COVID-19, a lot of things have changed for students. One thing is there are career choices. It seems as though this time has been realization period for many. A lot of students has realized they want to change their major and go into the medical field, and others plan on taking a year off after graduating their 2 years here at OCC. There are many career centers you can visit based off your major and speak to an advisor about what the next step is for you. Coming up later on sport, we'll show you some sports scores from the post, on, and Hornets game, and also who won the game with the Lightning against the Red Wings. We'll be right back. You're watching ONTV Update. Now going from snow to sunshine in a matter of days, an inside look on how snow cancellation can affect your classes, coming up after the break.
The vast majority of the programs that we have are getting students ready to have skills that will transfer right into being able to go to work.
It's exciting to see that, they're definitely, the jobs are in demand for these different occupations.
Most of this stuff is going to be located right here in Whitney Hall. Certainly applied technology and all our labs are located over here in Whitney Hall. You can just reach out to our school office directly.
I love working at the library. I've been a librarian for many, many years. Love helping students. I love the moment, especially here at OCC, when I'm assisting a student who might be doing research and they're just like, say, I never knew about that. I never knew you could do that. And that's such a great moment because we have such a huge and wonderful amount of resources available to students that many of them don't really know how to access.
Finals are coming up fast, and Coulter Library is ready. We have lots of new computers, several new study rooms, and extended hours for finals review sessions. If you're stressed about that final exam or frantically working to finish that term paper, look no further. Take advantage of our subject resources and prepare for the end of a successful semester here at Coulter Library.
I think OCC is a great choice for students, especially if they're not exactly sure what they want to do. I developed the Geospatial Science and Technology program as a way to introduce students to that world that I discovered, learning how to make maps with a computer, collecting data and analyzing that. And we still have a lot of industry connections, and that's always good for trying to find internships or even full-time employment.
I think working with the students and hearing the stories of how successful students are, and lately I've got a lot of, being able to write a lot of the recommendations to students that are going on to a next program, and hearing about what they've done at their next school or in their next career move. I think that's hearing the success stories and really working with the students and getting to know the students. Sometimes my office is a revolving door because students want to come in and talk, which is great. So that's why I'm here.
Living at OCC is a great experience academically and socially. One of my first impressions of OCC is that it was a bigger than normal community college, more like a private school. All the academic resources are within my fingertips. I can go to the library, do homework outside of the dorms, and then come back and have a nice social life without being stressed. Smaller class size allows me to interact with a professor more. OCC also has a great education with an affordable tuition for anybody of any age.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Barbara Duracha. Isaac Doneth is with me today to discuss the weather. Are we finally going to get some nice weather around here?
Well, maybe not nice weather, but there will definitely be less snow than the past few weeks. Today is going to start with some of the good weather we've been hoping for. With a high of 54 and a low of 24, we're going to get a good start jump on that spring cleaning. For the next 5 days in Syracuse, according to weather.com, we're going to have a colder looking week. Every day is looking like it will be partly cloudy with the sun poking through once in a while. With highs for most of the week between 30s and 40 degrees, we're not going to get warm up until Wednesday with a high of 60. Even though it doesn't look like we'll be getting snow this week, we're not to beach weather just yet. Even though there's no snow in the forecast, snow can cause cancellations anytime. inside look on how weather effects have affected students and where to look if your classes are canceled. With snow taking over, schools are having to account for snow days. Many students are being put behind because of schools closing down. Daniel Granger is one student at Onondaga Community College who's been put behind because of cancellations.
But I know we had that snow day, and because we do assignments due on Sundays, rather than like he didn't want to push it to a Monday, we pushed it an entire week. So we actually had an entire extra week that we were kind of just filling up.
OCC has had to make the hard decision many times, whether or not they cancel or delay. Roger Marabito is one of the people that are tasked with making the tough call.
There's 5 of us in this group. Among the 5 of us, one person on the call is always on campus. So that person can comment on what the conditions are on campus and also what the roads are like getting to campus. If you want to know whether or not your class were canceled due to weather, you can use your phone to check email or phone notifications from the campus. Or you can go to the class canceled section on the OCC website, sonyocc.edu.
I kind of like when a college, I understand I can tell they care about our safety, but I like it when a college is not just like, oh, there's like an inch of snow on the ground, we're canceling classes. I kind of like that they're kind of like going through with it, trying to keep it up, and if it is bad enough, they will cancel it. I think they've done a good job about that.
Living in the North, snow will always be a factor into our education. Colleges and schools will always have to make the hard decision whether or not they cancel. In the end, our education is what is important. In Whitney Hall, Isaac Donath, ONTV Update. If heavy snow falls, the decision to cancel classes will be made around 6 in the morning. Classes have been canceled. Information will be put out to social media, OCC's website, automated messages, and media outlets. Barbara Dew?
Due to COVID, tutoring sessions at the Learning Center have switched to online tutoring. Not many students go there to get tutored anymore because they can just join in online and get help with their classes. This has made it difficult for the students and the tutors because according to the student dean, students are more successful when they are on campus, but COVID has made that difficult. Coming up, we'll give you some events that are happening on campus. But first, it's Overwatch 2021 kickoff. We'll tell you about esports after the break. This is ONTV Update.
To my knowledge, every single person that's teaching in the program is still presently actively working in the field. Every single one of these professors is an expert in their craft. If it wasn't for this department, if it wasn't for people like Mark Ballard or Mike Kaminsky or Magic on the radio side of things, 0 Point and myself, I wouldn't be where I am today.
In the sound recording program, I was asked to develop 4 courses and teach those 4 courses based in studio recording, so learning the basics of microphones and interface boxes and computer software and cabling and all that, and the process of just tracking musical performances and then mixing them. It gives those students who are interested in sound a little bit more of a broader education in how we can apply sound recording.
My classes aren't too bad. As a business major, they're kind of difficult, so I can always come here and get some help, or if I have any questions about my student profile or anything about that, there's always help here. They took me through like the list of options of courses that I could choose, and I picked the best ones that I think were suited for me. Honestly, without OCC and the help of the Student Center, I just wouldn't really be where I am today.
The School of Art, Design, Media, and Music is the best school.
So there's architecture and interior design. There is broadcast media and communications. There is art, photography, and music and sound recording.
We're a little different. We're very artistic, we're very creative.
A lot of the school is about advising, transfer, career building, and community, like having a place for people to go.
My favorite part about teaching criminal justice is the conversations I end up in with my students. We are talking about tough stuff, justice and fairness. What's different here than other places? The commitment of the faculty and staff in leading students towards their goals.
So Career Services does a variety of different things. We help students from day one, so exploring options within majors or careers, we help with that. We help with guiding them anything that they need throughout their schooling here, so helping them get job shadows and informational interviews, internships, volunteer experience, and then ultimately helping them for whatever's after OCC.
Welcome to ONTV Update. I'm Robert Walker. Esports Overwatch League is starting their season April 16th. It consists of 4 tournaments with a pool prize of $4.25 million. The whole season will be viewable on YouTube. The first game starts on April 16th with the Dallas Fuels and the Houston Outlaws. March 14th will be the start of March Madness and Selection Sunday. Majority of the games will be held in Indianapolis. With the start of March Madness only a few days away, they have ranked Gonzaga at first seed and Baylor Bears in the second. In general, it looks like it's going to be an eventful season. Last night, the Pistons lost to the Hornets only by a few points, but they have a chance to redeem themselves tonight against the Nets, which will be an interesting game due to the Nets' track record. The Bruins in the Rangers game looks like it wasn't a very eventful game. It looks, by the looks of the Lightning game against the Red Wings, scores look to be a little bit more eventful. The Lightning game, Lightnings have a game on Monday against the Nashville Predators. Though there is not much going on in sports, one of the biggest events in basketball is still happening, Barbadoo. Are you going to be watching the game?
Well, I really hope Syracuse basketball will be playing because that's the only way I'll be watching. And I'll be wearing my orange and blue.
Yeah, sounds great.
We'll be looking at all campus-bound students and seeing the news testing requirement this semester right after this break. You're watching ONTV Update.
Here with COVID. Look at how you've seen other schools where infection rates have been very high, and here they've been extremely low. That's because the students here are really dedicated to doing the right thing and to learn and work toward that degree and work toward a better life through higher education. I think a community college is the perfect answer to everyone's educational needs.
One thing that I love about my job is the people here at OCC. Students definitely need assistance with career exploration, and that's one of our expertise. So making sure that the students know what they want to do in any way that we can support it. I love working with the students. I love working with the faculty and staff. I like that every day is a little bit different.
Recently, the college has developed a new sound recording program, and we partnered with the music department, and 4 of the courses in that program are offered through the BNC program. EMC 225 and 226 focus on live sound reinforcement and recording. So a lot of students who are interested in if they have a band or if they perform live, what's the best way to get their sound to be optimized for their audience?
This can be in any major. They can have disabilities. I have students who do have disabilities and work with another department in addition to me. I have students who are veterans. I have students that work full-time. And I'm just a source of assistance for them to get them through the college process, that's all.
Everybody like on the edge of their seats yelling. People want to see you do good. People actually coming out to watch me play. So it definitely give me an incentive to play hard, get some buckets. I guess it's one of the top JUCOs in the country. This is a good program to get your name out there. I like to go by like the sky is the limit. Like you could do anything you put your mind to. Like I didn't really know I was gonna break a record. I just kind of figured like if I was to put all in the work in, you could do anything that you put your mind to. If you're gonna work hard or something, just give it your all.
Because we're a two-year school, you're going to play right away. As a freshman, you're going to get pretty good parts, and as a sophomore, you're going to have all the best stuff. We have a lot of non-majors involved, and they can play in ensembles, they can take lessons, they can take music classes. They really could do all the music major things. There are no barriers to that. We have great equipment, we have great facilities. It's a lot of fun to be here. There's a lot of energy, and we do a lot of performing, which makes everybody kind of energetic and working towards those goals together, and it makes it a lot of fun.
It's coming up, not yet. We've got a few great events coming up in March, starting out with Game Show Monday on March 15th to help with COVID safety. This is going to be a Zoom call, which you can access through the OCC's website. Then 2 days after, on March 17th, the CCHD partner Rich Protection Connection. And finally, March 18th, Niagara University is doing a transfer admission day. Both of these events can be found in the Gordon Center table space 9. So if you are on campus with nothing to do, I highly recommend checking out these 3 events. Welcome back to ONTV Update. A new state mandate put in place January 23rd requires all SUNY schools to give weekly COVID tests. ONTV Update. Reporter Ryan Gilmore takes us on campus of Onondaga Community College to see how the students and faculty are adapting.
With the number of COVID cases still rising, Onondaga Community College has started weekly COVID tests to ensure the safety of students on campus. Cynthia Warner, chairperson of the Allied Health Programs, has some opinions on the new change.
I'm very happy with everything that OCC has put in place, so I feel very comfortable and protected.
SUNY Health Specialist Sean Vormwald is the head of the operation at OCC and ensures everything falls into place.
We're doing this in response to the SUNY Chancellor's mandate to test all SUNY employees and students at least once a week in order to minimize the spread of COVID-19 at colleges and universities throughout the state.
The way the weekly test works is we test 12 individuals, put it in one pool. If the test comes back negative, then those 12 individuals are presumed negative for COVID-19. If it comes back positive, we will retest each individual 12 tests and see which one is positive.
While some still disagree with the masks and procedures, Cynthia will stick with what she believes in.
I think some people just resent having to wear the masks. Family members that I have resent wearing the masks and having to do everything. You hear about people say they don't even believe it happened, but I believe it.
These tests will continue for the rest of the semester for any person attending campus. From the SRC Arena at OCC, Ryan Gilmore, ONTV Update.
These new mandates will likely flow into next semester as there is no end of COVID in sight. Today, we have been honored with the official designation, a military-friendly school. This is given to schools with the ability to have successful students in class and after graduation, maintain high student enrollment and loan repayment. This comes from a small veterans-owned business named Victory with a Q instead of SC. Today, the leader of OCC's Office of Veterans Affairs, Steve White, will be on a podcast called Chatting About the College to talk a little about that. I'm back with Isaac Donnett. Isaac, how are we looking for the weekend?
Thankfully, there will not be any snow, but it's not outdoors weather just yet. According to weather.com, the weekend will be partly cloudy, but will only be warm today. For the rest of the weekend, it's going to drop down to the 30s, with Sunday being a high of 38 and a low of 16, and daylight savings happening, Sunday is going to be a great day to sleep in and stay in those warm blankets a bit longer.
Thank you for joining us this Friday. For more news, don't forget to tune in next week. I'm Barbara DeRocha, and this has been ONTV Update.